Hi there everyone, Jim with Your Home again. Got a quick tutorial for you if you have installed a 32-bit board on your 6550 and you're having difficulty with the fire function or the focusing function working. I'm going to go through the steps that need to be done in order to get that working for you. So stay tuned and I'll get to that here in just a second. All right, so in order to get the fire and focus functions working properly on our new 32-bit board, we have found that the power output command needs to be increased just a slight amount. The default in LaserGrbl is 3%. We've seen it have to get between 5 and 6% in order to get a visible beam, and that's simply due to a change in the circuitry. Additionally, in LightBurn, there have been some instances where the device profile will not carry over from the 8-bit to the 32-bit, so we delete that profile and add a new one. Very straightforward process, and I'm going to step you through everything you need to know in both of these software packages. So let's take a look at LaserGrbl first. So on the LaserGrbl screen, I have mine upgraded to one of the most recent versions, and I have the settings to emulate the original yellow background, grayscale. If yours is different, that can be changed up here on the colors menu. The blue laser will give you this look. But we're really working on just that focus and framing buttons right now. So down here at the bottom, we have our focusing button, which as you can see defaults to 3%, and our framing button with the laser on at low power, also at 3%. To edit that output percentage, you simply want to right click on the edit button, select edit button, I'm sorry. Now right here, this is where that command is generated at. This code has a M3, which tells it to turn the laser on, and then it has an S value that determines what's the laser output. Now, the newer versions use this calculated value instead of just a static value. So if you have just a static value in there that says something like S30, you're going to need to change that to match this format, which is in the square brackets. On most keyboards, that is just to the right of the P key. So we have S, a square bracket, our $30, it's looking at our maximum laser output, times 3 divided by 100, or 3%, and then a closed bracket. So if that 3% is not enough to get your laser to fire, all we need to do is change that 3 right there. And I'm going to set it to 5. So that'll give us a 5% fire rate on the focus button. Now this tooltip, that's what pops up when you hover over the button. You can change that as well. So if I want to change that to 5 so that it references the correct value, I can certainly do so. Click Save, and then just test your focus button again and see if it's working. If you need to make another change, you simply go back in and edit it. You can do smaller steps. I could do 5.5% and change this accordingly. That little bit is all it's going to take to get your laser firing when you click that button. Once you have a power level that is working for you and you've saved it, you do not have to go back in and update this all the time. It will hold those settings. You would do the same changes if you were working on your framing button. Right click, edit your button. You'll see there's a lot more lines of code here. That's the framing function. All we're concerned with is that same appearance of code right there, that M3S calculation. We change that to our 5.5. If we wanted to have our 5.5 here, we could as well. Save it. Now you can see if we hover over that, you can see that 5.5 is displayed there, and that's the command that will be sent to the laser. That should be all you have to alter if you are using LaserGrbl. So now I'm going to hop over to LightBurn because there are a couple things different as I noted. So with LightBurn, as soon as I find my mouse, there we go. The first thing we want to do is go in to our devices menu. That's right down here in the corner on the laser submenu. If you have an existing profile for your machine, like I have the 6550 here, if the 6550 is the only machine you're running with LightBurn, that may be the only entry you see here. You won't see for the different machines like I have on this particular machine. So we'll go in and we will select the desired device list and simply remove it. It doesn't ask for confirmation or anything, so make sure you've clicked on the right one. We want to add that back in. So now we're going to just create manually. We're going to select the GRBL option. This is for versions 1.1F or higher, and it uses that variable power M4 mode. That's exactly what we want to use with our 6550 with the 32-bit. We're still going to be a serial USB connection. We're going to have our naming. I'm going to go ahead and just call this our 6550. Our x-axis is 650 millimeters. Our y-axis is 500 millimeters. If you have this in inches instead, you will have to do the math. Let me double check here. If you have inches set, then your x-axis length will need to be entered as 25.59 inches, and your y-axis length will have to be set at 19.69 inches. It won't let me change that right yet because I'm in this setup wizard, and it won't let me change that. Easiest thing to do, divide by 25.4. That's going to give you the inches you need. We click on next. We want our origin to still be at the front left. We want to ensure that auto home function here is turned off. So the toggle needs to be at the left with the little red indicator because the 6550 does not have homing switches. We just get a confirmation and we finish. Our new device profile is in there. We hit OK. We can now connect to our machine. For the fire function and focusing, lasering, or focus and framing function, I'm sorry, that is our power setting right here. And it's looking just a little bit odd, might be due to my resolution on this particular monitor. This is your power percentage. Right now I'm at 3%. You have your fire button. If you need to increase that, you can simply step it up. It goes at 0.25% increments. So if I wanted to set it to that same 5.5 we used in LaserGrbl, we would just set it right there and click the fire button, and we should be good to go. If you do not have this shown here, your fire button and your power level, it needs to be turned on in the settings. So real quick to get to that, we want to go up here in the upper left to our edit menu. We're going to go to device settings, and we just want to turn on these two options right here, the enable laser fire button and laser on when framing. Once you do that, you hit OK, and you will then get these buttons and power adjustment box right there. So that is all there is to adjustments to make the 32-bit board work. If you have any other questions, or if you have difficulty and just need a little bit extra assistance with this, please send us an email, support@yourahome.com, and we will be happy to set up a video call or give you a call and walk you through these changes. We're hoping to get these tutorials out more routinely. We're actually basing these on what we see come through in support tickets. If you have any suggestions or you'd like to see a particular tutorial, please also send us an email and let us know. We look forward to your feedback and hope you have a great time with your machine, and let's see what you're creating out there. Thanks and have a great day.
Jungle.